This is Energy Perspectives, a weekly podcast produced in Guyana that delves into the developments unfolding in the world's fastest growing economy.
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Energy Perspectives podcast. I'm your hostess, CEO of the Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo, Kiana Wilburg. Today, we place the spotlight on the work and achievements of the Center for Local Business Development. To help us understand this topic in depth is its director, Dr. Natasha Gaskin-Peters. Welcome to our program.
Thank you, Kiana. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you as well. So we'll jump right into the discussion for today. Dr. Peters, the Center for Local Business Development is now in its 7th year, and you have been at the helm since 2021, ensuring that it continues to help our local businesses build capacity. Tell us about some of the impactful programs that you've implemented towards this cause.
Yes, Kiana. So the primary role of the center since its opening has been the building of capacity for Guyanese businesses. We wanted to ensure that Guyanese businesses are prepared for the opportunities in the emerging oil and gas sector, but also in the supporting sector. And so our programs are built to cater for the local Guyanese businesses. So one of the things to note, of course, because the industry was new back then, we had to bring awareness to these businesses. Okay. So you may look and think awareness, it's basic. But again, when something is new, you have to educate through awareness. So we brought that sense of awareness so that they could understand what are the local content opportunities that are coming my way. Right. And also, you find that a lot of folks are focused on oil and gas, but there's so many opportunities outside of oil and gas.
Absolutely.
Because you know that Guyana, of course, is focused on diversifying its economy.
That's right.
And so we brought that to the forefront very early on. And so, we would have started our business training courses. Again, documentation was very important to those businesses. So how do they understand their financial management systems? How do they manage their cash flows? Ensure that they make those payments on time. Human resource management, because we know that our human beings are the most important element within any entity. So ensuring that they manage those effectively also. And then, of course, mentoring. So building a health and safety culture, helping them with project management skills. So it really has been wide-ranging in terms of, starting from the basics, but then moving more into helping them to better manage their systems.
Wow, so the center has been instrumental in building the capacity of our locals, ensuring that they are equipped with the skill sets that can empower them to take advantage of the opportunities that we're seeing just multiplying in the economy.
Exactly.
So kudos to the center for that. Now, Dr. Gaskin, given the rapid growth in the oil and gas sector, how do you see the role of women evolving, and what additional support is needed to ensure their continued success? And I'll also throw in a third part there. How is the center playing a role in that?
Yes, so of course, women are very important in our society. We come from a traditional role, when we think of our country and how we have evolved. But now we have so many women that are on the job market. They're professionals, they're well qualified. And so we are doing quite well as a country when it comes to gender equality. So that role is very important. We know that women, for example, are at the backbone and the helm of the households. If we invest in women, then it means that we invest in our children. We invest in education of our children. It has positive outcomes for education, for health. And so it is very important that we continue as a nation to invest in our women because of the positive outcomes that it has. And we don't want our women to still be caught up in sectors that go unpaid and in the informal sector. And so we have taken this on board as a nation. I know there are several policies right now that are addressing issues as it pertains to women, training more women. I know the ministry and the government is actively involved in that. But from the center's perspective, we have also been supporting those initiatives. We have a program called the Accelerate Her. In fact, we will be launching the call for application for Accelerate Her within another 2 weeks. And so this program, again, it's targeting women, but women who have businesses. Because, again, that plays a very important role. What we found is that a lot of women are still in the support sector. Not a lot of them are involved in the technical areas. And so we wanted to start helping those women to build their capacity in the sectors that they're in, but also helping them to drive or to grow those businesses and move into some of those technical areas. So Accelerator is a program that has really mentored those women. I find that with women, quite a lot of them are challenged as it pertains to their confidence and public speaking. And, you know, that program really helps them, how you pitch your business, how you market, giving them that sense of aggression within the business community. And we see these women flourish after the program. You know, we have done, I believe now 3 editions of the program. And as I said, this year again, we're going to do another edition, really focusing on women, because it's very important to us as a center, but it's also very important to Guyana and to our wider economy because of the positive outcomes the investment will bring.
Thank you, Dr. Gaskin. Now, let's turn to another aspect of the labor market. I know we touched on the role of women and their importance to driving sustainable development and the future of Guyana. But the center has also been part of a very important survey in partnership with the University of Guyana, and that survey led to what is termed the Guyana Skilled Labor Assessment Study. Now, there's some really interesting findings in that document. One being that for the next 5 years, we will need at least 53,000 workers to support sectors such as oil and gas, construction, transportation, and agriculture. Now, the government has said one of the things they will do is look at importing talent. But what else can they do to complement that initiative?
Yeah, so that study we would have executed during last year in partnership with the university, several key government ministries also, as well as the private sector associations, GCCI, PSC, and the other associations. So we really got everyone together. And thanks to the funding from the Greater Guyana Initiative, we were able to execute that study. And as you said, we need over 53,000 plus new workers, and that's across only 5 sectors that we looked at. There are 22 sectors in the economy. Wow. So definitely there's a need for skilled talent because we're growing at such a fast pace. So I think in addition, I know, as you said, importation of labor, yes, but we also have to ensure that we train our Guyanese folks. We still have, and it goes back again to gender, quite a lot of women that are still within the unpaid work, even though we've made such significant progress. So how do we then support these women in getting them into the job market? So we can think through some policies such as support as it pertains to childcare, for example. You know, as women, we're very concerned about the kids. So, you know, we may not want to leave the home to find employment because we have the kids to take care of. So we need that support. As I said, government has started some initiatives in terms of training, as well as some of the child care support services. So broadening some of those initiatives would be quite good as we think forward how we get more and more women into the job market, because where our economy is growing, we really need all of the skills. And even for folks that are still not employed, you know, it's surprising. You would think with so many opportunities, you know, we should have zero employment. But again, getting information to folks, you know, getting on the ground, getting that information flowing because something as simple as information flow to folks is one that we can really tackle early on. So ensuring that persons are aware where are the job opportunities, how I can apply for a job, how you can support them in their application processes and so forth. So we also need to ensure that we are able to train more Guyanese, and I know several initiatives have started, so we need to continue those efforts in terms of getting more and more Guyanese into the job market.
So the message there is, as the government looks to import talent, also look to our women.
Yes, exactly. So it's in tandem.
Thank you for that. Now, on my penultimate question, the buzz is right now about the gas to energy project, the transformative power that holds, its potential. Now, I know we touched on the work the center is doing on preparing local businesses, but one of the key sectors that's going to really benefit from this project is the manufacturing industry. Is the center targeting this particular industry?
Yes, so that gas to energy project, very crucial. Of course, it will help to reduce business costs, and that's important because in reducing our costs, we become more competitive. So last year, what we did is to have an Elevate All program. So we pivoted a bit, and we would have targeted the manufacturing sector as a result of what we see happening in that particular area.
Okay.
Again, all of the programs that we have on board, so whether it's health and safety, project management, building your quality management system, it's applicable across all sectors. And so, we did do that special focus on the manufacturing sector, but our programs, I would say, they target all sectors. But we are very keen. We're monitoring that sector to see what is happening, to see if there are any new initiatives that we can come on board to be able to support that particular area. But the present programs that we have would help even those businesses as they sort of think through, how they grow, how they move into new area. Even we have an open door policy. So just coming into the center, meeting with staff, providing some advisory support to them also, those are things that sometimes we take for granted. And it really helps, in terms of these business thinking strategically, how do they move forward in an economy that is growing at such a fast pace.
Dr. Gaskin, as we close our program today, I want to ask a question that is a bit personal. Our guests might not know, but you are a trained economist,
Yes.
and you've held several important hats at various government agencies. You've been at the Bureau of Statistics, you've been at the Ministry of Agriculture, and you've also been at the Ministry of Finance.
Yes.
So you have seen Guyana's economic transformation, our progress, our economic well-being from various vantage points, and now you're at the center. What are your thoughts on how the oil and gas industry will impact the socioeconomic fabric?
The oil and gas industry has really brought such tremendous benefits to the Guyanese economy. The one thing I must say is that we see so many local businesses taking full advantage of these opportunities, and they must be commended. If we look at the Guyanese economy in the past, even though we had our challenges, we were still growing at a fast pace. In fact, across several years, we were, one of the fastest growing economies. When we look at our growth rate, it was often always positive up until 2015, right? And so with the oil and gas sector, we have been able to move it to a next level. And so even as we move along this growth path, initiatives such as the investment in the center that the Greater Guyana Initiative has made become very important. Initiatives such as investing in women that I know the Ministry of Social Protection has taken on are also very crucial initiatives. So our socio-economic fabric is very, very important. It's important that we keep our culture also amidst everything as we grow. But it's also important that we sort of understand the competitiveness spirit and the urge to really take advantage of our offerings. And we have seen progress in this regard. And so, while it's important that we grow and we look at the economic side of things, it's also important that we look at the social side of things. So ensuring that we still balance our culture, ensuring even as more and more women enter into the job market, that we're still able to maintain our moral fabric within our societies. So these are initiatives, of course, that we have to invest in. Initiatives such as sports initiative for our youth and our young people are also very important. So it's really a holistic approach to growth, and not only thinking through development only, growth only, but economic development as a whole, and how we see Guyana moving forward.
So you're excited about the direction you're heading?
Very excited.
Dr. Gaskin, it's been such a pleasure to have you on our program. To our viewers and our listeners on Spotify, thank you as well for taking the time to tune in. Continue to follow us on our respective social media pages as we bring you more insights from thought leaders within our industry.
Thank you for listening to the Guyana Energy Perspectives podcast. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcast.